Hello friends, my name is Saurabh Agarwal and I am working in quality department from last 12 years and we are celebrating this month as a quality month. So here I am for you for all. So I wanted to tell you something about quality. So let's start this topic by understanding what is quality. Before we go any further, I would suggest that you stop this video here and think what in your understanding about quality. You would have been a buyer, you would have been a supplier, so think from that point of view. What does quality means to you? So when you think about quality, you think about quality in different ways for different products. Similarly, when you ask a number of people about quality, what is the definition of quality, they will define quality different from their own different perspectives. Let's say if you ask five people what is the definition of a good car, a good quality car, then someone might say that needs to good looking car. Someone might say that it needs to be a fuel efficient. Someone might say that this needs to be a reliable. Depending on these needs, each of these individuals, the quality definitions will differ. So that's something which we need to recognize, that quality has many definitions. And another important thing is that quality is defined by customer, not the manufacturer, by not the designer, by not the engineer. It's the customer who decides quality is. So if a product or a service which you are providing, if that meets the requirement, if that meets the expectation of customer, then we can say that product is a good quality product. So here is six definitions. After realizing the facts that quality has many definitions, let's look at some of these common definitions related to quality. Quality could be defined as conformance to requirements. Quality could be defined as fitness for use, meeting customer expectations, exceeding customer expectations, superiority to competitors, freedom from deficiencies. Each individual looks at quality from different angle. In next 6 slides, we will be looking at each of these 6 characteristics of quality one by one. So let's start with conformance to requirement, one of the next slide. This is our third slide, conformance to requirement. So quality means keeping the promise made when an order is taken or a commitment is made. Quality means meeting the specifications, the service or product is free from deficiency. If we take a example from a airline, if we want to travel or fly from airport A to airport B, and we have definite agreement requirement, a airline is supposed to take on this specific time and land on this specific time, allow this much of kgs of luggage, give you a hot lunch during the journey. All these requirements, all these things are agreed requirements which were made when we were booked the ticket. And if airline meets these all requirements, that means the airline is giving us good quality service. Instead of that, if in middle of the air we ordered a vegetarian food but they don't have any vegetarian food, that means it's not a good quality service. Any delay in airline, any inconvenience caused to us unexpectedly, all these things are count as poor quality service. So in summary, if our product and services meets the requirement, that is a quality product. Second definition is fitness for use. Quality means the product or service does what is intended to. Quality is what a product or service cost users if it doesn't do what it is supposed to do. So for example, if we bought a pen, the pen purpose of a pen is write. If our pen is writing, then it is a good quality pen. If it's not writing, then it is not a good quality pen. So this definition of quality is basic minimum thing. If our product or service not fit for use, then it is extra costing to customer. That also to be consideration to the customer. In airline journey, if flight delay from any reason, then maybe customer missed some opportunity. So if not fit for use, then we can say that is a poor quality service or good quality. If fit for use, then we can say good quality service. And here in slide 5, meeting customer expectations. So the third and fourth definition of quality are related to customer expectations. There might be some overlap between the conformance, which we talked earlier, and expectations. Just to make the difference clear, when I bought my vacuum cleaner, which I had 5 year of warranty, if work for 5 year, so that it means conform to the requirement. It conform to the agreement, but that was not my expectation. That after 5 year and 2 month, this vacuum cleaner will stop working. My expectation was that this vacuum cleaner, which has worked for 5 years, would definitely be working for another 5 years. So that my expectations, so even thought this has meet the confirmation part of this quality, but it has not meet the expectation part. So that's the difference between conformance and expectations. And when we say customer expectations, that means quality is what customer says it is. So it is not the manufacturer, it's not the supplier of the service of the product which decides whether the product is a good quality product. It's the customer which decides based on what expectation they had from the product. That customer or client will decide whether the product is a good quality product or not. So this was about meeting expectation. Let's look at the next slide and talk about exceeding customer expectation on the next slide. This definition of quality is focus is an exceeding customer expectations. So the quality is to the extended to which the customer client believe the product or service surpasses their needs and expectations. Quality is delighting the customers the way it has extended or surpassed the customer expectations. When it comes to contractual situation, you might not want to use these clauses in your contracts, that your product or service would exceed client expectations, because these are all subjective things. So even thought you don't want to put these things in your contract with the client, but in the background within the company, you definitely would like to work to exceed customer expectations. So that way, once your product or service exceeding the customer expectation, that will lead to a delighting customer, that will lead to a get order repeated, that will lead to more and more customer referrals. So that something companies attempt to do to extend customer expectations and go above and beyond what was promised. So the in summary, promise less and deliver more. In the next definition is competition. The next definition is in this chain of definition is related to competitors. Quality is supercity to your competition. How much better you are when compared to your competitors, that what decide your quality. You cannot produce an ideal product or a service. There could always be chance for improvement, but when it comes to competitors, how you stand against your competitors, that's what will decide whether you will sell the product on your competitors sell the product to particular customer. So this is another way to look at quality, how you compare against your competitors. And the sixth definition is defect free. And the last definition in this chain of quality definition is freedom from defects. Whenever you are making a product or providing a service, your attempt would be to minimize defects. The problem with defects is that defect lead to rework, and rework leads to more cost. So if you are producing a defective part, it goes to a client, then the problem would be the that client will be unsatisfied because it breaks, it led to some failure, it led to some losses to the client. So that one scenario. There is a general misconception that when you are make a product which is free from defect, that product is going to cost you more in manufacturing, but you need to overcome that understanding. Once you make a product defect free, you don't need to rework, you don't need to inspection a lot, you save your time, your money by not making defective part. So in a way, in long term, not making defective part will lead to improved profits. It's not going to cost you more, it's going to cost you less when you make defect free products. And in fact, that will lead to consistency in your quality. So if you make defect free product, you will make consistent quality, your customer will be happy, and you will be getting the repeated orders. So these were six commonly used definitions of quality. None of these a official statement that quality means this or that. So we need to have a common single definition of quality as per ISO. So in the next slide, as per ISO 9001 2015, the definition is, it defines quality as the degree to which as set of inherent characteristics of an object fulfill the requirements. So when it say object, it means product or services. So in plain and simple language, what is means is your quality is compelling between that requirement and whether requirement have been achieved or not. So there are certain inherent characteristics of each of the product or service which you provide. So whether those inherent characteristics meet that requirement, that what quality means. If the characteristics of the product or service meet the requirement, then it is a good quality product. This completes our discussion on various definition of quality. How do you define quality? So friends, any query about this, you can mention in comment, you can ask me. I will improve my presentation in next slide as well as. So goodbye, take care, bye.